Ready, get set, action.
We will use our anger at injustice as a positive, nonviolent force for change.
We will approach every encounter with fellow members and the public with positivity and mindfulness.
And with the assumption that concerns raised are coming from a positive place.
And present a learning opportunity.
Our attitude,
as conveyed through our words,
symbols, and actions,
will be one of openness, friendliness,
and respect towards all people we encounter.
All members have an important role to play in Veterans for Peace.
regardless of previous military rank, branch, or combat experience.
We will respect one another as equal parts of a whole.
We will not assault verbally, in person, or online anyone,
to include fellow members and those who oppose or disagree with us,
even if they assault us.
This does not preclude a member's right
to defend themselves
against a physical attack.
In keeping with our commitment to achieving our goals through nonviolent means,
there is an expectation that members will not carry weapons with them
to Veterans for Peace events
or while representing Veterans for Peace,
regardless of the laws and their location.
We will follow the directions of designated coordinators
during public actions
organized on behalf of Veterans for Peace.
We'll use democratic principles within our organization to ensure an open, fair, inclusive, and transparent environment.
We will speak as members of Veterans for Peace,
but not for Veterans for Peace,
unless designated as a spokesperson for Veterans for Peace.
All members are free to speak for themselves or on behalf of their chapter as appropriate.
Sexist,
racist,
homophobic,
ageist,
transphobic,
gender discriminatory,
and all other discriminatory language and actions
are common within the military.
They are not acceptable within Veterans for Peace.
Our words and actions will maintain
the political and financial independence of Veterans for Peace.
To achieve the above goals, we will also engage in active listening.
That is, fully concentrating on what is being said,
rather than passively hearing the message of the speaker. All right, action.
I am a veteran of the Army National Guard,
of the United States Navy,
the United States Air Force,
of the U.S. Army,
and I am a veteran of the American War in Vietnam.
And I've been a member of Veterans for Peace
for 2.5 years.
15 years.
Close to 30 years now.
For about a month now.
For over 1 year.
An active member for 20 years.
We as military veterans do hereby affirm our greater responsibility
to serve the cause of world peace. To this end, we will work with others both nationally and internationally.
To increase public awareness of the causes and costs of war.
To restrain our government
from intervening overtly and covertly in the internal affairs
of other nations.
To end the arms race.
To reduce and eventually eliminate nuclear weapons.
To seek justice for veterans and victims of war.
To abolish war as an instrument of national policy.
To achieve these goals, members of Veterans for Peace pledge to use nonviolent means
and to maintain an organization that is both democratic and open,
with the understanding that all members are trusted to act in the best interests of the group
for the larger purpose of world peace.
Red leather, yellow leather.
Let's go scrolling. Here we go.
We are live.
Hey everyone, welcome to another Ad Slam. I'm Plan Sifa, 5-year Marine Corps vet. Now I hate war and talk to these guys every Friday. And yeah, that's about it for me. Haas, why don't you introduce yourself?
Hey, my name's Haas Delgado. Here to join the stream again, running tech with these lovely people. Here to talk about some fun stuff today. Always glad to crap on imperialism and army culture, especially when it's exploiting veterans and appropriating them for some non-vets profit. Pass it up to Pacifist War Vet.
My name is Pacifist War Vet. I am also called Jules in the world and stuff. I am the member coordinator on staff with Veterans for Peace. I am a gamer for peace, and I am also an anti-war artist and stuff. And I also love shitting on imperialism, and I love doing it with these folks right here. So I'm going to pass it on to Son of Dayman.
Hello, I'm the son of Dayman, also known as Zach. I too, like these fine, lovely people, love shitting on imperialism and war. I'm a 5-year Army veteran, and yeah, just really happy to be here.
Awesome. So that is all of us. Thank you for joining us. And today we're going, if you couldn't tell by the title, we're going to talk about Grunt Style. It's a t-shirt company, but they're a lifestyle brand because they've kind of attached themselves to this side of the culture of war, right? And first, I actually want to thank Moonstarry in the Discord. She came up with this idea, and this was kind of going to be more than one brand. We're going over more media, but there's a lot here, so this is just going to be Grunt Style. And this is probably going to be like a running theme. We're probably going to do more of these, looking at other companies that also kind of use the same imagery and the same idea of like the veteran image, lifestyle brand, like sort of thing. Yeah, and Moonstarry thought that it was it would be good to examine things that kind of co-opt this image, and I could not agree more. I think that's a really, really great thing to start doing that. And for this, I didn't expect this to be that in depth. I thought it was just kind of going to be like, oh yeah, look at their advertising. It's all just cool, badass shit, and they use the imagery, and that's kind of it. There's a little bit more because the company had some drama, so we're gonna go over that. Like I said, it is a t-shirt company, but it's really more of a lifestyle brand rather than just t-shirts, because this is according to them. This is from their website. To us, what you wear is more than just a necessity to be clothed. It's about attitude. I don't disagree. We have taken the American fighting spirit and instilled it in everything we do. You don't have to be a veteran to wear Grunt Style, but you do have to love freedom, bacon, and whiskey. We provide more than apparel. We instill pride. So if I just happen to not like bacon, I can't wear this. Seems a little bit unfair.
Sorry, but does this mean the clothing is like imbued with the stench of the highway of death in Kuwait?
I don't think they want to go that route.
Is this shirt style? Is this like the shirt version of a Friends of Coal bumper, or like license plate?
Or like a
you all don't have that? Oh, in the Midwest, like you can actually on your license plate have it all black with the words Friends of Coal.
Oh, coal, like
coal.
Oh,
COAL.
Yeah. Okay.
I was thinking coal like a name of a person. No. I was like, is that like a
yeah, I was like, this coal guy must be really popular.
Oh my god, that's so funny. Okay, well anyway.
Yeah.
Their Grunt Style, as you can probably tell from what?
Sorry, Jules is talking.
Jules is muted.
Jules is not talking. Okay, never mind.
Okay.
Sorry. I don't like to judge people based on their appearance, but if I see you wearing a Grunt Style shirt, I'm definitely going to be wary that you're kind of a dick.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm not going to immediately assume it, but I'm going to be like, it's definitely a possibility.
Yeah, you probably have some weird political opinions if you're wearing one of these shirts. You're one of those people who like your like Instagram bio says like, I'm offensive. Like,
I'm politically incorrect on purpose. Like, okay, you're just telling me you're a dick is all you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks for the warning, I guess. Yeah, but that's actually a really good transition because they are, we'll transition to my next point. They are very much entrenched in this culture war that we have going on, because they are definitely associated with the Second Amendment, the gun culture, the honoring veterans and first responders is also part of their thing. So they are very much aligned with that side of it, and that does kind of evoke some sort of judgment about that. Like if I'm seeing someone wearing a grunt style shirt and they have a American flag hat on, my fight or fight response is immediately activated. like
For
this,
real.
like, oh no, this is like, you're either gonna completely ignore my existence, or you're going to be a problem. There's no in between.
Yeah, especially as a woman, misogyny is so deeply ingrained in that military culture that they're probably still holding on to it really strong if they subscribe to this kind of lifestyle company,
Right. And that's not to say that every single person that wears or happens to have a grunt style shirt is that way. That's definitely certainly not true, but it definitely, because of the imagery and because of how they advertise and how instead of just being a t-shirt company, they've aligned themselves with all these different they've kind of aligned themselves with an ideology instead of just being a t-shirt company. So that's kind of the risk that you take if you're going to go that way with your brand. You kind of risk being honed into a specific image. And that's kind of what they did. And I don't think they hate that. I think they're trying to use that to their advantage. I don't think that they hate it.
Well, and we all owned motivational t-shirts at one point in our lives. I have a tank top somewhere in my closet. It's like a drawing of George W. Bush skydiving on the back of a great white shark while firing two guns in the air, and it's fucking rad. We all have those shirts that just make us America.
I'm breaking up with you.
Sorry, son of Dayman.
You got the prequel.
I am
to the
now,
Trump one.
ladies and gentlemen, I am now single.
Well,
you must have a pink version of my George Washington riding a shark with two machine guns in order to be eligible.
Wait, I kind of want one.
We gotta have his and hers.
I mean, as long as you're wearing it ironically now, it's okay.
Oh yeah, no, it's totally ironic, but it's I wear it on the 4th of July if I can be bothered to find it. So
oh, sweet.
Oh my God, if you actually still own this, you have to wear it on stream and show it to us.
Okay. Yeah,
at some point.
The next time I'm on stream, I'll wear it.
Oh my God.
Can we go to the Urban Dictionary definition of grunt style?
Sure can. All right, transitioned. I'll zoom in to make it a
Awesome.
bit easier for people to read.
Perfect. Yeah, so Urban Dictionary has really like kind of captured what I'm getting at with the culture war and how like you're expressing to the world. So he says grunt style is a military apparel brand worn mainly by non-servicemen. Fair. The following are examples of things you can expect. Whiskey Tango Foxtrot, get it? WTF. A well-regulated militia, being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of peoples to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed, blah, 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 Second Amendment. Yeah, all that good stuff.
The MLG air horn plays.
Oh, that thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I didn't know that had a name.
Yep.
Final example.
Yeah, we don't need whatever. It's like,
okay.
BS, like, I'll protect you against everything, and then I'll run away from anything that scares me.
Molon Labe.
Yeah, chat. If anybody in the chat wants to give their best example of like a grunt style Urban
Please do.
Dictionary entry, please feel free to. I get off on these sorts of things.
Perfect. That's good to know for later. Just kidding. No, but they're exactly feeding into that. And this is kind of what colloquially you're kind of communicating to the world when you wear one of these shirts, especially because they don't usually exist on their own. They're usually like you're also walking out of a truck with a Blue Lives Matter flag on the back of the truck type of deal, or like the Punisher skull type of like these are images that are very much associated with each other. And not only does grunt style like welcome the association, they also use that in their t-shirts and the products that they sell. They sell like hoodies and stuff and all that good stuff. But I haven't found anything that leads me to believe.
Oh, did we lose Jules?
Uh-oh.
You sure did. Oh.
Uh-oh.
Well,
Rip Jules.
Rip.
We now have Plantifa, myself, and a two-faced Son of Dayman.
Nice.
Excellent. Yeah, I'm split in half. I like this. This is a
Yeah.
better look for me anyway.
Cool. Hopefully we'll get Jules back,
Back,
but
yeah.
we'll keep going.
There we
Looks
go.
like we're gonna get everything back. Haas, let me know if you need me to pause while you reset up. But
I'm so sorry. My computer
happens.
just restarted for no
We're-
fucking reason.
You're good. That was a
Fuck.
quick restart. We're good.
that was-
Everything's
There
set
we go.
again.
Awesome.
Oh,
I was
sweet.
watching
I
the
worship
shuffling
you.
of the screens. It was great.
Yes, everyone thank Haas. Haas is a
Thank
great
you, Haas.
tech partner. Especially because I am not in my normal setting right now, hence the weird background. But yeah, so Grunt Style welcomes the association. I can't really find anything that leads me to believe the products themselves are are particularly bad. They do seem to be good quality. They have a pretty decent like warranty sort of program where if you damage the shirt, you email them, you can call them and you can actually get a replacement. The return policy is pretty standard. Like you can have it for 60 days, and as long as it's not damaged, you don't want it anymore, you can just return it. That's pretty normal. So not really a lot of problems in that area, but there are some problems within the company itself. But before we get to that, I'm going to talk about the founder a little bit. His name is David Alaric or Alaric. I apologize if I'm mispronouncing that. Please correct me if you know that the right way, whatever. But he was an Army veteran, and he started Grunt Style in 2009. And as the story goes, he really wants the world to know about this. I have no reason to believe that it is untrue, but he wants the world to know that he started Grunt Style with t-shirts out of the back of his car and like $1,200. That is like a pretty constant throughout every article that I was able to read. Again, I don't necessarily think it's untrue, but he does want you to know about that from because he built it from the ground up in his own words.
What
it is
that means
admirable.
to
I would
me,
probably brag. What?
just real quick, what that says to me is like he pulled up outside of like Camp Lejeune or something with a trunk full of like shitty proto Grunt Style t-shirts, and he was like hawking them to Boots as they went to the mall or something.
And maybe that's not an illegitimate way to start a business.
Oh no,
You might be a
absolutely
little
not. It's actually
manipulative.
probably the best way to start a business if we're being
Probably.
honest.
I'll be right back. Keep talking.
All right.
Okay.
Well, what we're seeing here is the homepage for Grunt Style.
Which, as I guess, what we've all been talking about here, the dude holding a
flamethrower.
Yeah, just a big old flamethrower. I mean, that's just like pretty emblematic of like the Grunt Style. Somebody in the chat mentioned like American flags and lifted pickup trucks. And yeah, I mean, that's exactly the sort of imagery that they're going for here with like, oh, here's people in our factory, guns. And, it's just very typical sort of American pandering to me.
Guns, working with tools.
Yeah, it's also like Michael Bay, the Michael Bay of it, shit blowing up is cool.
Which, I mean, it is. Admittedly, it's pretty cool. I did just watch Pacific Rim recently, not to derail the conversation, but who doesn't love a good Michael Bay type movie sometimes?
I mean, I like it, but then I hate myself.
You
know what I mean? Like I hate myself for liking that shit. Like
I'm just a slut for giant robots.
Yeah, I'm also a slut for giant robots. So it's just and some people are sluts for t-shirts that feature that are imbued with what was it, the American spirit, the American fighting spirit,
or blue collar badass.
Yeah.
Oh my god, yeah, that's right. They love that sort of thing.
Seldom equaled, never excelled.
These are like working class cosplayers, basically.
Yes.
Because most of them are so far above that, or just very removed from it. But even in things like country music, like that theme of being the man who pulls yourself up by the bootstraps, which is
Dirt
complete
Road.
bullshit. Yeah, exactly. Cold beer, pickup truck, that kind of stuff.
Oh yeah, the Bo Burnham song.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, that I hate that whole poverty cosplay bullshit. It just pisses me off as a person who has lived in poverty. You know what I mean?
Yes, I do. Yeah, they're definitely co-opting that imagery, and it's useful. It built a company from, in Alaric's words, from being $1,200 in a car to being multi-million dollars. It was a $100 million company as of 2019. Like, it is very much a bottom up thriving company now.
Their influence goes beyond just like clothing too, because they also helped start like Vet TV,
Yes.
which is
Fuck is that?
it's a really good topic for this, actually.
Yes, it is.
Next time.
I had it noted.
But their influence is like all pervasive in the quote unquote, I guess, like veteran influencer community.
Oh God, that phrase just kind of hurts
me. I know.
Does it kind of bother you?
It broke my brain a little bit.
Could it not be
influencers? Oh God, it hurts me.
I feel dirty.
Right. Although,
thanks for tuning
let's
in.
Be
everybody.
honest. Are we in the veteran influencer? Are we veteran influencers?
Oh no.
Are we?
My following is probably all however many people are in the chat right now.
That's a very good point. I don't think we rise to the level of influencers. Maybe someday.
We'll cross that bridge when it happens. We'll think of a new term that's better.
Yeah.
But the drama here doesn't really start for a while. For 10 years, this company is just, leaning into the imagery and selling things that way and growing. That's kind of like a natural progression, so to speak. But Alaric was actually terminated in 2019, and there's a lot of drama surrounding that, like multiple lawsuits type of drama. In Alaric's terms, this was like very sudden. He said that there was an outside partner that ousted him without reason. Like, he didn't know why. He was just pushed out. He did remain on the board. Like, he was the chairman on the board, so he still has and he has the highest amount of stakes in the company. Like, he still has say, but he was ousted as CEO. And unfortunately for him, this kind of happened at a time where he was already like also facing problems. His wife had breast cancer previously, and while she was pregnant with twins, it had come back. So, and this is happening at the same time. So now he's without this job. Yeah, it's definitely rough. They were able to run a successful GoFundMe campaign, so they're okay. They got the treatment. She is okay.
American healthcare.
I read.
The founder of a $100 million company needing to start a GoFundMe for his wife's breast cancer treatment.
I found that weird too. I thought that was a little bit, not like automatically super suspicious, because it's possible he didn't, take a huge salary. It's possible a lot was put back into the company, so I wanted to remain open-minded and not automatically think that he was suspicious in this,
Oh, I'm not saying he's suspicious. I'm just saying that's like a great point in our medical system's favor,
that a person who makes that much money,
like even a former entrepreneur,
Yeah, no, that's a really good point. That's very much a good point. But at this time, Glenn Silbert, this isn't super important because he really doesn't come up again, but he was formerly the CEO of Under Armour, which is kind of fitting because that's another, it's more associated with just like active wear. But I wore Under Armour shirts under my uniform. Like, they have a line that is specifically for uniforms. So, it's not a bad choice for a CEO of this nature, if that makes sense. I guess that's what I'm getting at. So he released no, he didn't release a statement. There are some statements that actually contradict a lot of what Alaric is saying in his lawsuit.
Oh no.
Yeah.
The dreaded court documents.
Yes, exactly. So Grunt Style, actually, this isn't even court documents because Grunt Style did come out publicly like this. They were they did do it on their Facebook and in a couple other spaces, because the problem with Alaric got a lot of public backlash because he because this is a lifestyle brand. There is a following. And so people saw this happening and was like, oh my God, Grunt Style, you lost a customer. How dare you treat, this person who built the company from the ground up like this? And with that information, not an unreasonable reaction, but it did cause backlash. So the company kind of had to make a statement eventually. And this is kind of what they said. The company was in a financial crisis that began years prior, and a transaction occurred allowing the company to continue to operate, reads the statement. Daniel steps down as CEO, but still remained as lead executive of the company. Daniel assumed the role of chairman of the board, where he continued to have a voice in the company's overall direction, but not day to day. But there also was some email traffic indicating that Grunt Style actually offered to pay the health insurance for the family for an indeterminate amount of time. So he wasn't let go with nothing. He was like offered, hey, we're letting you go, but we're agreeing, or we're going to offer you health insurance for however long that you need it. So there was some muddiness there. It's like, oh, well, why did you get a GoFundMe if you were offered this? It seems a little bit weird.
Mm-hmm.
And Grunt Style also actually accused Alaric of drinking on the job, a lot of financial mismanagement, and even this will shock all of you, inappropriate behavior towards female employees.
Oh my God,
What?
I was gonna say it. And I was like, no, don't just assume, Jules. God damn it, I knew it.
I wanted to make a funny joke about how endearing it was that he drinks at work, but I can't now because
Yeah, because now it's like more, the stakes are
It's
it's
higher.
like, oh no, he drinks at work.
Although I have to be honest, in a company where your culture is this, the fact that him
Mhm.
harassing women was a problem is surprising to me.
Yeah,
That might
a
just speak to the level of it.
Oh God.
Yeah, or maybe like the unity among the working
Yeah.
staff. I don't know. I'm not going to pretend to know.
Hopefully, a place promoting blue collar solidarity would have blue collar solidarity. But
Inshallah.
But then they also make shirts that say "beautiful badass" and "wine listens" with American flags on the side.
I'm
Yeah,
sure they
because the only
have. I'm
thing
sure
is-
if we go far enough into their men's section specifically, we will find something criticizing
yeah.
socialism.
Probably.
Oh, yeah.
I don't want to try because
Oh,
it'll
okay.
just make me mad.
Yeah.
enough.
It'll just make me mad because it'll be like, guns and Second Amendment and whiskey, and then you'll go to the women's shirts and it's like wine. It's the only thing I drink. No, I want whiskey too. Come on.
Nothing tastes as good as skinny feels. Fuck off.
For you, have you ever had cheesecake, Kate Moss? Come on.
Yeah,
For real.
fried chicken's
real.
pretty fucking good.
And by the
Like-
way, her diet consisted of cocaine, so her judgment of food is suspect at best.
That's fair. Fair point. Oh yeah, it won't surprise you that the CEO having been accused of inappropriate sexual behavior, that employees do describe a hostile work environment, particularly women, over like threat of violence and inappropriate sexual behavior. A lot of people like reported not really knowing where or how to report it. Like they might have had they had a PR department, but because of around this time the company being relatively small, it's probably not super trained, probably not super prominent in the company, especially because of the culture. They're probably not like, hey, here's a really easy step-by-step like overview on how to report these things. I'm sure that was shrouded in a little bit more muddiness than we would hope.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is definitely probably a pervasive culture here of this sort of idea, according to San Antonio News at least. And just like to give an example of that, this woman named Ashley Peeble, she's a single mother and she worked in the wholesale and finance departments. She actually moved with them because they had changed locations, and I think like she was working for them before they changed and moved with them. So she would work there for a while, is my point. Excuse me. And she herself described this kind of hostile work environment, even to the point that like at a party, a work party, a male coworker groped her. And she describes it like he did it and walked past like it was no big deal. Like it was so normalized that he just like he gropes her and just walks and haha, this is like a normal thing. So not great. She said she told a male colleague, but she didn't file a complaint because she didn't think the company had an HR department. I was saying PR before, I meant HR. According to the lawyer for the company, they did have one, but again, she probably didn't know how to get to it or like the right avenues. It was definitely not advertised that they had one. So probably an issue. Oh, and also the company had a very high turnover of HR heads, which is a not a great sign for a company.
Yeah, red flag.
Like, yeah.
Great big red flag.
Yeah, either incredibly overworked or being fired for asking too many questions.
Or just not wanting to be held responsible when it all falls down.
Yeah, exactly. Like, if this is the environment, I'm getting the fuck out of here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and for context, HR, regardless of how well intentioned and well run, it functions to protect the company. They don't function to protect you as the employee. That's important to really remember whenever you're an employee anywhere. I'm not saying you shouldn't go to HR. If there's a problem, please go to it. And these things help, and they have to know about endemic things. Blah blah blah. Please go to HR if you need to. But remember that when you're talking to them, they don't protect you. They do protect the company. So if their HR department is constantly in turnover, and the HR knows this, they know they protect the company. If they don't think that they can do it because it's that bad, that's a problem.
Yeah.
Yep.
Or if they keep getting fired because they can't protect the company because the company is so fucked up.
Right. That's also a possibility. And it's probably a mixture of the two. Oh God. Yeah, it's not great. And for people's credit, she says it wouldn't matter anyway. Like, upon being informed that they did have an HR department, she said it wouldn't have mattered. That kind of behavior was typically brushed under the rug and ignored. Again, not surprised.
Yeah.
Sounds like the military.
Yeah, it does. This is really something that I think Alaric didn't want to really get out. Or if he did, he still wanted to have like the camaraderie factor of it. So he built his company in the same image. The problem is when you do that under the paradigm of like this toxic masculinity, you kind of get the toxic masculinity spit out on the other end. It's just kind of how it works if you don't do anything internally to change that.
Oh yeah, Lou Dog is an HR rep. I forgot about that. He told me that the other night. So like, he has some insight on this subject, I suppose.
Ooh, I'd be curious. We'll continue a talk in the Discord, I think, because I'm curious about some things.
Me too.
Yeah, I'm not trying to shut on HR, by the way. People in HR do good work. I'm not trying to shut on you, I promise. I'm looking at it from like a pragmatic worker point of view. And like, if I was Ashley Peeble, how would I feel? And that's kind of how I would feel. Even if the HR was like non-functional, that by itself is a red flag. That by itself is wrong. So Alaric, under all this, is actually suing Grunt for breach of contract. And that's part of why that email was released with the health insurance stuff, because of that, because he was suing for specifically, they broke my contract and now I don't have health insurance. And they're like, well, we actually offered that. He just didn't take it. I'm assuming it is either still in litigation or they have settled outside of court, because I did not find a very set ending, but this did just happen like 2 years ago. So it's not, if it's still wrapped up in litigation, that makes sense. So Grunt is pushing for dismissal because of, everything I said before. Making it look a little bit worse for Alaric. He's actually also in legal trouble. He's actually also in legal trouble for something else. He was working on another project at the same time that he was CEO. He called it the Alaric Outpost. I didn't do a whole lot of research on it because the only relevance was that he's also in litigation as a result. He sold it to a company. Now it's named Alpha Outpost.
I was just gonna say, how do you sell something named after yourself? They have to rebrand it.
Yeah, you would think. But the lawsuit against Alaric alleges that he failed to disclose over $50,000 worth of debts for business income taxes in Illinois. So again, this is probably wrapped up in litigation, so I don't know their end results. But if you don't tell the entity that you're selling your business to that you owe debts, that's actually a crime.
Yeah,
you're not supposed to do that.
The government does not like this.
Also, you're supposed to pay your taxes. I know it's annoying, and I know rich people, I know you hate it, but you gotta pay it.
Yeah, but the military's really cool and like authoritarianism's cool, but taxes? That sounds socialist, not military.
That sounds like theft.
Yeah.
I mean, the one thing that we're together on, taxes or theft. I'm with you.
Yeah.
I'm with you, rich people.
Yeah, it's just for different reasons.
Yeah, exactly. Mine's more because, like, if you put all of the military budget together, it's like 2/3 of the entire budget of the entire country, like almost 3/4, and that bothers me. So it's for different reasons.
Yeah, I don't
However.
want more money to ride a penis rocket to space. I want more money so I can like afford an indoor smoker or something.
So this guy's own wife can get breast
Yes,
breast cancer help.
yes, on a less selfish level, yes.
Yeah, whenever those conversations come up, well, how will we pay for it? I don't want to pay for someone else's healthcare. Like, number one, you already do, because that's how health insurance works.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
thank you for paying your taxes for paying for my GI Bill.
Yeah, thank you for
American
paying taxes
taxpayers.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for
that's
paying
not
for my
living in a
GI
state-
Bill, which did not last long enough for me to actually get a degree. But I digress.
Yeah, not to be a bummer, but yeah, also that's also an endemic issue.
Also, somebody in the chat, I can't. Oh, that's you. Yes, indoor
Yes,
smokers
that's
do
me.
exist. Yes, they do. They're little pellet smokers, like wood pellets. It's like a George Foreman grill.
Oh,
That's very strange. I would think it would smoke up your house, but okay.
Well, most people keep them outside.
Well, he specifically said indoor smoker.
It's like for countertops,
So-
yeah. I don't know how
Okay,
it works.
all
I
right,
don't have one. I just know they
I'm
exist.
sorry. I asked it in the chat because I was trying not to like make it digress into this conversation. I apologize. It's my fault.
It's important. It's important.
We have to know how these things work, okay?
do we still have stuff, or did we want to go into the videos that we have from Grunt?
Oh, there are videos? I want to see videos.
There are videos, but let me just add one
Yep.
more thing before we get to those.
You got it.
Remember how I said Alaric said an outside partner was brought in and he was fired for no reason? Well, that outside partner was C3 Capital, and they were brought on as a result of the financial difficulty previously mentioned. Financial difficulty that was likely caused by, or at least allegedly caused by, Alaric's actions or his lack of focus on the company. Because while this stuff was going on, he was working on side projects, and so that's kind of what Grunt Style is alleging, like why they had to do this. And in 2018, they were actually close to not making payroll, so they were really they were almost going to be dissolved. But they got a $10 million, I think, loan or deal with C3 Capital. But because now they owned a significant amount of stock in the company, they got to choose the CEO. Kind of like a thing that happens when companies do this sort of thing. That's pretty normal. So I'm not saying that like he's complaining about nothing. I'm not saying it didn't suck. Just saying that this wasn't an ousted for no reason. This was very clearly like, we're accusing you of these things. We don't want you to work for us anymore. But here, it's still your company. You have a stake and you have a chair on the board. Like, normal thing that kind of happens if your CEO starts getting a little weird, right?
I really wouldn't know.
I just
Is this
don't
the
think
thing that
that
happens to CEOs?
That crazy moment when your CEO thing.
Okay,
I'm gonna take your
I
word
guess
for
that's
it,
not a
Planty,
universal experience. I'm sorry.
I wonder if that's what happened to Bezos.
Probably.
Not being CEO of Amazon anymore. They're like, whoa,
He
penis
probably
rockets,
did.
man. That's a step too far.
Listen, we don't want to hear about your goddamn divorce anymore.
Yeah, we
Fired.
need to put Amazon lockers on sidewalks and parks and block people with wheelchairs.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah, that's the latest Amazon brouhaha.
Only if it's Greg Abbott. Greg Abbott, we can block. Everyone else gets access.
Yeah. Oh, everyone that's in Texas should constantly be blocking the sidewalk to Greg Abbott's house. Like, he should never know a day of peace again. But I mean, that is not an official statement from BFP. That is just me saying that. I am not saying that as a member of BFP. That is Katie saying.
Fuck Greg Abbott. I hate him so much. Oh God.
Well, maybe he'll suffer with COVID a little bit.
Oh, and now I feel bad for saying the word hate and for wishing that on him.
Yeah, y'all did that. I didn't.
Morality. God damn it.
Greg
Don't
Abbott.
separate
I
yourself.
didn't. Greg Abbott. I didn't speak ill of you.
You did the other day when I was at your apartment.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Who are you?
Yeah.
Noted.
Now you see why on the stream, Plantifa and Son of Damon are on opposite sides of.
They've been
Thank you for
separated.
thank you for being the rock between us.
Mhm.
Yeah,
You're being
relationship's really suffering. How would you like to get started on the media that they push out?
You got it.
I would like that. Oh God. Oh,
We're
God.
already there, baby.
It's a truck with an American flag on the back. I can.
Of course
God,
it
already
is.
hurts. It already hurts. What does patriotism mean to you?
All right.
Oh God.
What is patriotism? What does it mean? To many, it's being proud of the greatest nation on earth. But it's more than pride.
Nope, I'm proud.
Patriotism
Totally-
is about respect
totally not
and
in disgrace right now.
responsibility. It's helping a neighbor in need, regardless of their politics. It's serving a nation that's a
The
force
opposite
for
of what
good,
America's like.
or serving a community to keep it safe. It's citizens appreciating law enforcement, and law enforcement appreciating those they serve. It's being an honorable, law-abiding citizen.
The amount of tear gas I've inhaled
Patriotism
would
is
make me
unapologetically speaking your mind.
They had riot cops. as
Patriotism
like
is being
a
faithful
thank
to
you
the
law
founding
enforcement
principles of our nation.
Yeah.
Working hard
They were showing an actual protest more
and
than
raising a family.
on the side of the protesters
Patriotism
who are the antagonists to the
country
riot cops. Like, what are you
is
doing,
good.
dude?
Hey,
and
American
this
flags.
will defend.
Patriotism
in a
in this
convoy?
country is good because
So-
convoys are powerful.
Something that always got me about the "this will defend" at the end there, that's the official motto of the United States. Like, it's on the United States Army's flag, and I'm wondering how they haven't run aground of like a copyright issue with the like the way that the Las Vegas Golden Knights hockey team, I think they ran into like West Point was like, hey, that's our team name, you can't do that. Or maybe it was the Army parachute team, but
it's
like
with the government. It's somewhat like we did an ad slam talking about the Wounded Warrior Project, and they, they're kind of like the bully in the charity organization, realm, by suing other smaller charities that have very like similar names. The thing is, they kind of try to claim Wounded Warrior as like theirs, but you can't do that. The Marine Corps and the other services already have that.
Mhm.
They already use it, so you can't really claim it privately as your own. And I think that's a similar thing that's coming on here. The military isn't really going to fight against this. It's kind of like not really a worth it battle, I don't think, because they benefit from this imagery. So they're not really going to fight too hard against it. At least that's my analysis of it, me personally.
Yeah, that's what I'm guessing. I wouldn't want to be associated with some dumb fuck hockey team, but this supports exactly what they want America to feel, and
And he was an Army veteran. He chose it on purpose. Like, this wasn't like an accidental similarity. That This Will Defend was a very much a purposeful choice. The cross rifles are, the image of infantry. Like these are purposeful choices. Even the on the grunt style shirts and hoodies and stuff. When you have the American flag, oh, that's not my right shoulder. They have the American flag on the right shoulder. They have it facing the other way, just like it is on the Army uniform.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Again,
that's why
on
they
purpose.
did that. Oh,
Mhm.
oh.
Yeah. Anyway, they also have like fun things on their like YouTube channel. They have these like media things. This is one of them. It's
fun
called
in air quotes.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
'cause
hold on. Before we move on to the next one,
Sure.
that last one had that protest.
Yeah, that
Imagery.
like 2 or 3 seconds of protest imagery.
Recognized that
What is
from
patriotism?
another ad we've
What does
used
it
from
mean?
something
Those-
else. I feel like, yeah,
So-
wasn't that?
It's
Didn't we
probably
wa-
just like stock footage of like you go to like a stock footage database and you type in police at a protest.
Yeah.
And, this will come up.
This is
Oh.
like it almost certainly is the same imagery or the same video, almost certainly the same thing. But I think Zach's right. I think it's just stock.
But it's still telling that they didn't have to include that in the
Yeah.
commercial.
They didn't.
I mean, they literally say respecting the citizens that they protect, and they're literally showing cops
Saying
in
nothing
riot
citizens.
gear at a fucking protest.
To be
Even
fair, this
though
is no
one of the
longer
things they
riot
say
gear.
is
I was
being
gonna say, to be
patriotic
fair, this is like light
speaking your
gear.
mind.
That's
Sorry.
a very mild response for the police, the way they're kitted right now. That's hardly riot gear.
Yeah.
Nowadays, at least.
The helmet is a part of riot gear. It is. I almost didn't say that, and I was like, okay, he's wearing the helmet. That's riot gear.
Not enough shooting people at point blank range with so-called rubber bullets.
There's a reason why
Anyway.
they're called less than lethal methods and not, non-lethal methods, because they're not non-lethal. They can kill you if they're used the way that they tend to use them.
Yeah.
It's cracks. It's just it's nuts, man.
How about I'm trying to find a good way to pivot back to so that we're not just like talking about law enforcement abuse anymore. I was gonna say
I liked
Robert Evans it,
Yeah, I liked how they talked about like helping your neighbor regardless of political affiliation and speaking your mind, but only in the ways that we like our minds to be spoken.
Exactly, because those people at that protest are speaking their
6 of them.
motherfucking minds too.
Oh.
You know?
And a little
But that's
prequel.
bad.
Yeah, they're saying bad things though. And patriotism here is good, maybe not in other places, but here it's good. We got to defend that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a really specific kind of patriotism, especially because like when you've already aligned yourself with these sort of things, like sort of what was going on with Black Rifle Coffee, which I think is going to be an episode. They when Kyle Rittenhouse did what he did, Black Rifle Coffee tried to distance themselves from it, but the problem was they had already kind of entrenched themselves in this same, the same side of the culture war.
Mm-hmm.
So when you do that, you do run the risk of not being able to get out of that, because now that's your consumer base. If you alienate them, you need to find a new consumer base, and that is very difficult when you already have this kind of reputation.
Yep.
So the fact that they're like that they are purposely aligning with law enforcement specifically and showing that kind of imagery, you're telling your consumer base exactly what ideology you need to hold.
Well, I'm looking at the grunt style flag in the background, US 1776, but
Yep.
also respect law enforcement. And I'm not saying you can't be like pro American Revolution and like they're not mutually exclusive, but I think a lot of their branding, it's like really shallow, because it's like, our police officers grunts, are fire, like what is a grunt to these people? And apparently police officers are grunts, according to the advertising.
I think that the focus is on service members. These are service members. I actually thank firemen for their service, and I thank male people for their service. So like, I get why they are lumped together. And also, let's be honest, cops are getting more and more military every fucking day. So
Yeah.
That line's getting blurred more and more. I saw for the first time recently, like, a Blue Lives Matter kind of like flag, but it was a red line instead, and I was like, who doesn't like firefighters?
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah,
Actually,
people
saw that
starting
today
beef
too.
with
I was like,
the only people I know who don't like firefighters are cops.
Yeah.
And arsonists.
And yeah,
ancient
I guess
enemies.
so.
Woo! Bringing the jokes. What? Okay, sorry.
But even if I was an arsonist, I guess unless my goal is to actually murder people, which I would argue that most arsonists just kind of want to burn shit, not necessarily kill everybody that's inside.
Yeah.
There are multiple different kinds of arsonists. I've watched a lot of Criminal Minds.
I was just going to ask, you would know.
I didn't need to go to college. I watched 11 seasons of Criminal Minds, so pretty much an expert.
God, I don't know if I've watched 11 seasons of anything.
So,
Your Honor, I'll be representing myself. I've watched a lot of Law and Order.
So one thing in this current screenshot is that they have the violent but true bedtime stories. Do you want to tell us at all about what they've got going on there?
So it's kind of exactly what it sounds like. They have a whole series of this with a bunch of different episodes where it's not the CEO, but he was like the second dude. He was what the hell is this guy's name again? Alarvis.
We could call him one of the founding fathers.
Oh God, please don't do that.
Oh,
But
that
yeah,
was
he
creepy.
was Alaric's partner. And he tells a story like it's framed as a bedtime story. He's in pajamas and he's telling the story like through that lens, but the story itself is violent. Like it is about either a person in battle or a particular battle. And the stories obviously are different in each episode. So yeah, they're kind of taking another like media thing. It's just more evidence that they are a lifestyle brand, or at least want to be, than just like t-shirts and hoodies and stuff. Like they are selling a ideology, and they're selling a culture rather than just stuff.
Gotcha.
And also they have a membership system. You can get like discounts and stuff like that, and it's only $1. I think it's $1 a month to join, but you have to commit for 7 months regardless. So, and if you're someone that buys clothes from them all the time, you know, I can see that being worth it. Just like I'm a part of some things, the things I like to buy, but it's just more, you know, they're selling you a culture, and you're buying a culture. You're not buying a shirt.
Yeah. Right. Well, then we may not get all the way through this if this is going to be a violent bedtime story.
Yeah, we don't have to.
We can at least see how it goes.
Yeah.
With First Sergeant.
Welcome, boys and girls.
Yeah, that's his nickname.
Are you ready for a story? Well, let's get to it.
I'm not gonna lie.
I'd like to pick up the machine guns I ordered, said Clarence Lee Shaffer, calling to the store clerk. The clerk was an undercover FBI agent. Working with Walter Walsh, who was an undercover agent as well. The clerk quickly took Clarence down and handcuffed him as Walter noticed the rest of the Brady gang starting to draw their weapons in the parking lot. Walter pulled out his 2 pistols and started to fire as he was taking bullets to the chest and arms.
Notice how this is
with
not
blood
military.
spurting out of his wounds, Walter took careful aim and filled the gangsters
FBI.
with bullets. The first bad guy was dead before he hit the ground. Walter noticed another guy. Walter shot that guy right in the head, splitting it like an explosion.
Okay, that's enough.
Yeah, we should stop there. Good
Yeah.
call. I was a little bit kind of like zoning into it. I was a little dissociated in it.
Yeah.
Okay, wait a minute. Hold on. So, whose side are we supposed to be on here? The FBI
don't know.
side?
Apparently,
or the
yeah.
gangster side?
Well, I think it's the FBI side of this one guy getting riddled with bullets from multiple machine guns, just taking single pot shots and getting kills, I guess.
Yeah, if this was a movie, I wouldn't know which side I would be on, which part of me kind of likes.
I do like movies that are like that. But
yeah, me too. I like when it's ambiguous, so you're not sure.
Holy shit though. Like, you know, I mean, so like this is a problem I have with a lot of veteran brands where they focus on like the violence of military service, and like why couldn't bedtime stories with First Sergeant be about like, you know, like cool things that military personnel have done outside of combat, you know, pulling a baby out of a burning orphanage or something like that. You know, there's plenty of stories of like, you know, service members doing things, not fucking killing people.
Yeah. My sergeant, or rather my platoon sergeant during MCT, or Marine combat training, blah, 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 all that good stuff. He actually got a non-combat valor award because during the grenade throw for practice, someone went to throw it, but it fell right next to them instead. And he grabbed them, jumped them out of the thing and covered them. And he's fine now, but he won an award for doing a legitimately like heroic act.
Yeah.
He saved that person and himself and the person behind him from being blasted by an actual grenade. Why can't that? Because that is still violent. It might have been an accident. It's still violent because it was an explosion. Why can't that be the story? Why does it have to be a shootout?
Because guns are cool, duh.
Yeah, killing people is rad.
Yeah.
They don't. I have a feeling he doesn't talk about any of the PTSD that's suffered by anyone involved in this.
Yeah, the lingering violence of the violence.
Yeah, exactly. Because you know, even if you do it all the time, it'll stay with you once you stop doing it.
Oh my god!
If you think PTSD and killing people are fucking rad, like and subscribe.
Yeah.
So you got 20 episodes of season 1 and don't even know how many more seasons past that.
Yeah, I didn't find a season past season 1, but that doesn't mean it doesn't exist. I didn't look too hard because I was like, we're gonna get the exact feel of it from the first episode. I just had that feeling.
Yeah.
and it's been a rough week for us all. So I wanted to give us like a cathartic break, but God, a shootout. Really? Why can't the story be like
Just
heroically saving someone?
It was just described in such an incredibly visceral way.
Well,
Yeah.
and like like I've
Like a bedtime
heard
story.
people describe, like the act of shooting somebody in the head as splitting their melon. So when he was like, you shot that guy in the brain pan, and then they cut to the watermelon being shot, it's they're very much
Oh yeah.
playing into this whole thing.
God, I hate asking this question. Do you think the guy telling the story is an actual veteran who's actually killed before?
Probably.
I'd say if he was a friend of the founder, or like with the founder and the founder was a vet, probably.
I'm pretty sure he was an actual veteran. I don't know what his combat experience is or was, but I'm pretty sure he is an actual veteran. He's not like stealing any valor or anything.
That's not what I mean. What I mean is it's just the continuation of this. I mean, it sounds like telling a war story. Like I feel like that may be why he described it in such visceral terms. You know what I mean? Because those memories that come from those traumatic events tend to be very visceral memories.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and people describing it might not react or describe it in the tone that you expect them to. Like I referenced joking about trauma dumping on people a bit ago, and that's kind of what sometimes it can feel like. Like maybe you're just describing it really bluntly, but that's just how you're processing it. So maybe that's part of it. Maybe that's why he started telling these stories, because people are like, oh, First Sarge, you have a great storytelling voice. Tell me more of your war stories. So they put it on their YouTube channel as like if this is not a bedtime story, I would tell a child. But I think that's why they are using the purposeful juxtaposition of, look at my sweet, calming voice, but it's about a firefight in the middle of a street somewhere.
Well, I will say that us not reading these stories to our children is why the United States is so weak.
I would like to specify for our viewers that was his sarcastic voice.
Yes.
I'd also like to say that all good stories have absolutely zero setting set up. You just jump right into the action.
Yeah, you just You
don't set the scene.
I have no context to what's happening.
Yeah.
I know we didn't listen to the whole thing, but I don't know why this is even involved. Like you obviously there's double agents involved here, but I wanted the context. I want to know why that's high stakes.
Yeah.
And is grunt style pro, quashing of Second Amendment rights, or are they pro criminally obtaining guns because of Second Amendment rights? That's my question.
But no, patriotism is about being a law-abiding citizen, remember?
True.
But it's also about unhinged violence.
Yeah, exactly.
True.
Exactly.
That, so.
It's about being a law-abiding citizen unless those laws infringe upon your Second Amendment rights.
Mm-hmm.
So then it's what do you call it? Civil disobedience, right? Right.
I think that's how it works.
Yeah.
That's what PragerU thinks it is.
Yeah, exactly.
It's civil disobedience and encourage when it's about a mask, but if it's law enforcement telling you to stop and you didn't hear them, so
if you just comply, you wouldn't have gotten hit.
You just need to follow the law and you don't got to worry about it.
If they just listened about those curfews, there wouldn't be any problems. If they just obeyed.
If you didn't break the law in the first place, you wouldn't have to worry about it.
But I didn't. I was just standing here. And sorry, we're like role playing now. I don't know why that happened.
I know it's just too much grunt style role playing. Now we're getting into it.
Yeah, we've got the soothing background story. Really
yes,
just
I
made
know.
us all want to be a part of one.
Yeah, I need to go out and shoot something.
And all the lovely
That's
grunt style Instagram.
Oh god.
Yeah.
They really love a deep red filter.
They also love woman with gun
and tiny waist. Don't forget tiny waist.
Yeah,
but big butt.
Yeah,
but big butt.
Yes, exactly.
Look, I didn't want to say it. I didn't want to say it.
Thank you. I understand, but I got to say it. So
airborne. Oh yeah, smoking. That's also manly.
Smoking is cool.
Well, specifically a cigar. There is nothing manlier than a nice girthy stogie between your lips.
What
Is
is
that just spelling out red?
Yes, RED. What does that even mean?
What?
Red.
Maybe
I don't know.
red like red and blue, like red, like Republican.
I guess.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Oh God, there's a Space Force joke.
Yeah.
Even they think
There's
Space Force is dumb.
3 people in
That's
their
fair,
underwear
though.
playing video games.
All right. Well, that one I'm not
and
going to
it's
rail again. That's fine
it's
with
a
me.
man doing his best Jason Momoa impression.
Yeah,
with-
actually, next
with 2 ladies. Look at how manly he is with his
playing
American flag
PS1.
underwear.
Actually, yeah. No,
Nothing
I'm
says
with,
I
I'm with
love the
Lindsay for now.
American
It's pretty
flag
cool.
like rubbing your anus and genitals against an American flag pair of underwear.
I think you just broke me.
Cookies. That's cool, I guess. Oh, look, it's fine.
well,
hey, rude.
I've scrolled through enough Instagram. Now I need to be a part of it.
Uh-oh.
Oh, well,
You cannot consume without being a part of us.
apparently.
One of us.
I love how
One
there's
of
also
us.
like, oh, look, it's okay because, you know, he's a family man. Look, he's holding his daughter. Like,
Mhm.
Yes.
With a Spartan helmet with an American flag on it.
yeah, also not a
God.
great way to show the American flag, man. Come on.
Yeah.
That's not even, that's against the flag code. But
Yeah. There's a lot of things against the flag code that these people are doing.
Also,
yeah.
a
true.
weirdly pro-homosexual, pro-women's equality culture to use.
Pro
What is
pedophilia
it?
too.
And pedophilia, Spartan, ancient
I don't
Greek.
know, Spartan.
So yeah, it's that would be a great
Oh,
episode
like
too. Just
like we are
the-
Sparta Spartan?
Yeah.
Like that?
Yeah.
Like, oh, okay.
Well, and that's not even a Spartan helmet; it's a Corinthian helmet. But that's neither here nor there. Actually,
Actually.
Side note, he does this to me all the time at home. Like I'll make some like joke about history and he'll go into like a 20-minute
Actually.
explainer on why I'm wrong.
it's
It's
not
great.
what
I learned so
Charlemagne
much.
said. Charlemagne wasn't like that.
Let's just move that over there because I have this power.
Oh man.
Oh my god.
We have like 4 minutes left. You want to go through some of the shirts?
Sure.
Some
Oh,
what?
do we want the men's or women's bestsellers?
Oh Christ.
Or their newer rivals?
You know, I'm kind of curious what a company that has like multiple outstanding sexual harassment complaints has this like what they think women would want to wear.
Does the panel agree?
Yeah, I agree.
Okay.
I'm in. I'm gonna hate it, but I'm in.
Yeah, we're gonna hate it. I can almost guarantee that.
Beautiful badass.
Mom
Mom
Wine
defined.
listens.
Mom defines. That's my only word.
Wine listens.
What is it? Beautiful badass?
Beautiful
Okay, calm
badass.
down.
Messy buns and guns.
Oh god, that's cringy. Stop. Please.
American
Fuck
Mama
your
bear.
feelings.
woman.
Oh,
Mike,
Oh god.
India
They,
leave a
they
foxtrot.
did not. They
Oh,
didn't.
God.
No, they have a MILF shirt that's oh god, no.
Oh God.
The
The only one I
2.0
would
is
take out of all these is the one that says
These are the
Now-
shirts that men buy for their wives, is what it
Yes.
is.
vicious
Yes.
and
Now
delicious.
that Army basic logo hoodie is interesting to me because that means they do have official U.S. Army endorsement.
Yeah. Actually.
Oh yeah, they absolutely do. They have Marine Corps endorsement too
Huh.
because you can wear grunt style shirts in uniform as long as it's olive drab.
Partners with
No.
the U.S.
Yeah, you
Army.
can.
Oh my God.
Most of these companies
I'm-
that have that are like that. They have a
Vet
contract. and they have a deal
TV,
where
there's
they
a
can do
Vet
with
TV
stuff.
ad on the page.
Oh yeah, of course there are.
Oh my god.
Oh my god,
Is that what is the cherry?
cherry bomb.
Oh, it's a
Cherry
cherry
bomb.
bomb.
yeah. That's
Oh my
stupid.
God. I am so angry
Which one?
because at the cherry bomb.
oh, okay.
Because the runaways were so feminist. Fuck you.
Yeah.
Fuck you. Oh God. I'm so angry. Sorry. Ugh.
So
yeah,
apparently,
they pull off the imagery that they want, but not the context behind it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's counter to their whole message.
unshockingly, grunt style has horrible taste in women's fashion.
Fuck your feelings.
Let's
is
see
very
if the
prominent
men's
there.
style's any better. Oh, we got whiskey helps.
American
Reaper.
I
Whiskey
love how
helps.
there's no
what?
whiskey shirts for the women. There's no
Yeah.
women that drink whiskey. That doesn't exist.
Hold
Well,
my
and
beer in this.
As a person who drank a lot of whiskey to cope with his PTSD, it does not help.
Yeah, that's also true. It's fair.
God, so dark and so true.
Whiskey
This
look, they
is-
have a
want to
Superman
fight
one.
people two
This
times
is-
my
Super big.
size.
This is
Oh,
my hoodie.
no.
There are many like it, but this one is mine.
No, I hate it.
No,
I hate that.
I hate it. I hate it. I
What's a
find
Betsy?
your
Oh
lack
wait,
of
like the
ammo
Betsy Ross flag,
disturbing.
but with rifles.
Yeah.
What?
And also
I
these
find your
sleeves
lack
are
of
so
ammo
short.
disturbing.
I don't fucking care.
Oh, they got in
Oh,
on the
the-
vaporwave.
Oh, I
Oh,
was
the
just about to
Care
say, how
Bear.
dare they take vaporwave?
Oh, that's rude as shit. You don't deserve that.
No.
We use that.
Libertad
Fuck
Omar.
you.
Yeah, I was about to say. That looks
So
like
it looks
I'd
like
hit
about
that.
25% of these shirts have something to do with telling the government to come and take their gun.
Well, there's also
Yes.
the rebel scum. You know, they got to get on. They got to play both sides of the Union and the
Yeah,
rebel
Confederacy.
true.
scum. Who's the rebel scum?
That's the revolutionaries.
Right.
Washington crossing the Delaware.
the rebels
Those are
from,
rebel scum.
Yeah.
Yeah, from Star Wars. The rebels get called rebel scum by the Imperials.
Mhm.
Ah. But
Which is really funny that they want to align with that when like in that metaphor, America is definitely the empire.
yes,
Yeah,
exactly. Exactly.
America is not the rebellion anymore.
No, we are the imperial force now.
Yeah.
Like,
And
it's very
by the
confusing.
way, I hate myself for loving the music, but fucking goddamn Hamilton is teaching way too many children that those are the good guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw there was a Black creator I was watching on YouTube who was doing like a breakdown of it, and he described it like, hey, musically it's really good, but he shows a really cool graphic on the screen with it. These are slave masters doing hip hop and rap, and like, yeah, that's a good point. You're using
Yeah.
like a very like culturally Black medium, talking to a white audience and doing it from the point of view of the slave masters. It seems kind of off, and he's not wrong.
Yeah, if you like Lin-Manuel Miranda and like the music in Hamilton, listen to and watch In the Heights. It is a much better musical by him. That is a
Yes.
phenomenal story, and
is actually culturally
yeah,
good.
More
It's
relevant, I guess.
You know?
yeah, it's
Not
about
just relevant, but moral.
yeah,
Oh, okay.
Less people of color in way uptown New York.
Comfortable.
Yeah, well, it's like a modern tale of like people
Exactly.
of color people in uptown New York,
Gotcha.
or not uptown, like 100 and something street, New York.
I don't know what that means.
But
okay.
no,
I don't know New York. I grew up 50 miles away from New York City, and I don't know a fucking thing about it.
Same.
So who's got a funny joke to lift us up before we get off
At
here?
least there's not only a MILF shirt.
Oh, there's
Yeah.
also
So
a
Dilf
Oh
shirt.
God!
You're
no.
inclusive.
Dilf.
That's
That
not what
sounds
inclusive
like
is, by the way.
that is a terrible word. It's terrible. Woof woof.
Woof
Sorry, the
woof.
dogs are barking. I'm
Yeah,
dog
it sounds
sitting,
like
that's
they.
why.
Yeah.
They object to the Dilf shirt.
What's the Patriot
And
seal
as they
say
should.
as a final one?
Patriot seal?
Yeah,
Patriot
right there on
seal.
the left.
Oh.
I'm curious.
That's
I
a
wonder
good
what
question.
they think the official government seal of patriotism would look like.
Certified U.S. Patriot, never surrender.
Oh, certified.
Certified U.S.
Certified. That's how you know.
Certified for the price of $21.95. You
So if
can
you-
be
if you wanted
a
the,
certified U.S.
the-
patriot.
If you wanted the joke that we're gonna leave on, this is it. It's the shirt.
I just want to say, if your shirt says never surrender, let me tumble dry high. Don't I tumble dry loves weak stuff. Make your shirt durable.
Couldn't agree more.
Oh,
All right.
Is
God,
your
I
shirt
love
that
it.
much of a cock where it can't handle tumble dry high?
Yeah.
Well, anyway, guys,
crack
we
me
gotta go.
up.
We need to do a short one this time, but thanks for coming along with us on this journey and making fun and grudge style a little bit with me.
Yeah, that was fun.
Mhm.
Any
Thanks,
closing
y'all.
thoughts?
Nope.
Don't be like the grunt style t-shirt wearers of the world and wear shirts that say "fuck your feelings." Be empathetic.
Yeah, for real. Fuck war instead.
Fuck one. Don't let them take Punisher from us.
Or
Fair.
vaporwave.
Or Vaporwave. Definitely not
Vaporwave.
Vaporwave.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm also not behind Punisher.
The Punisher is actually based. They've co-opted him to not be cool anymore. Now anyone that wears a Punisher logo is bad.
Yeah,
He
maybe
was
we'll
like,
talk about that another
Bad
time.
things happen. Let me kill people to make it better. So I'm like, also
Okay, that's
not
also
behind
fair.
that. So, oh, you guys, I love you. Thank you guys for letting me be in on this. I love this show.
Okay.
course.
Next
Why?
week, Son of Dayman will be able to return back to the left side of the screen with the rest of us.
Hey.
Oh my God.
Inshallah.
Did you put him in timeout?
Yeah, I'm in timeout over here
The
because
well, actually.
Well, actually.
I love it.
Anyway,
All right.
I love you all. Please drink water and fuck war.
And fuck war.
Peace
Fuck
and
war.
love and fuck war, everybody.